Thanks, and Happy New Year to you. Hope you've had a good Christmas.
Yeah, it was good, but I'm sure it wasn't as good as yours, knowing that you're going to be fighting for a world title, Carly. First of all, just explain when you was told this opportunity, just sum up the feeling, because I'm sure it was better than hearing going for a Commonwealth title. Just sum up the difference between the two.
Yeah, definitely. I've known since kind of like mid-December. So my Christmas for me, I've been training right throughout and avoiding the selection boxes and stuff. But yeah, it's been worth it. You know, knowing what's coming around the corner, it's been brilliant. Yeah, it's been like an interesting couple of years from like having the Commonwealth title fight and then it not going my way. Like it went to a draw and then the rematch not happening and then I've had so many fights that I fell through, but I've just kept at it and kept working hard because I knew my time had come. It was only a matter of time.
Of course, I was going to talk about that. The last 18 months has been crazy for you. So we'll go through it. You fought for the vacant Commonwealth title. You made your matchroom debut against Amy Timlin. Unbelievable performance. Other than her team and an Amy Timlin fan, we all know who won that fight. The rematch didn't go through. She went off to do for better things, and we know how that ended. And then a lot of fights fell through for you. And then finally, you got an opportunity to fight for the WBC International Super Bantamweight title, which you captured, by the way, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
In between the Timlin fight and that WBC International title fight, how did you manage to stay focused mentally as well? Because it must be hard for a fighter not to get a fight that long.
Yeah, it is. It's been like last year in particular was a challenging year. So when I got the draw with Amy and then we were due to have the rematch in the February and it fell through, it was kind of like from then so many had kept falling through. And I felt like I'd lost that title when it should have been mine. And I think that's what kept me going, is that I weren't willing to give up until I got that title. So it was the Commonwealth that I had my eyes set on at that point in time. And that's what I was meant to fight for in October, the Commonwealth against Ellen Simwacher. But visa-wise and things, there was like a hold-up. So it ended up that I ended up boxing someone else who obviously went in the Commonwealth. And for a little bit, I thought it's not going to be for the title. And luckily enough, my team managed to come together with the WBC International. So I'm a big believer in karma and, you know, what goes round comes round kind of thing. And I feel like I've worked hard and I've kept going. So I've got me rewards just from like dedication and determination. And unfortunately, you know, Amy didn't get the win. But funnily enough, I seen that she had a fight announced today. And I liked it and I wish her all the best on her venture. And it's nice to actually be coming back down to bantamweight because it's my natural weight. I've come up a weight to box over a year ago now and I've stuck at it just to try and get that Commonwealth, and it pans out that I've got a different title, not my natural weight, and you know, to get a title at a weight above shows like what's coming for me in bantamweight division.
For sure. I think you're a great example of good things happen for those that way. And I'm a true believer in karma as well. And I think, you know, all the things that's happened in the last 18 months is a massive example of that. Let's talk about your opponent as well. So you make your US debut. So that must make this fight even more exciting for you as well, to fight in front of the US crowds. What did you think of Jamie Mitchell's last performance against Shannon Courtenay? Was you shocked with how good she boxed?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know nothing about Jamie Mitchell until that fight. And I went thinking like this is probably going to be a fight that Shannon will win. But I didn't really know much about it, so I hadn't done any research or homework on it. And I think going into that fight, Shannon was in a tough place mentally. It came across, you know, she weren't really ready for that. You know, obviously she weren't because she didn't make weight. So I think she went in probably not the best version of herself. But she did. She went in with a good girl who was, you know, who wanted it, who's trained hard for it. And she went and grabbed it with both hands. So yeah, I was impressed with the performance. Yeah.
What makes, two questions, both kind of similar. What makes Jamie Mitchell different from your previous opponents that makes her dangerous? And what makes Carly Skelly different from her opponent, from Jamie Mitchell's previous opponents, to make the fight possibly an all-time classic in women's boxing?
What I've seen of her, so like I say, the first fight I've seen is with Shannon, because I was up I was in the Echo Arena that night, and she comes forward. I come forward. Now, when I fight, I've found, like, people have said, yeah, I'm a come forward fighter, and then they get in with me and they don't stick to that. So I believe, you know, she's going to try and come forward, and I think it'll be a really good fight. I hope she comes forward, because that's what I'm in the game for, to have a fight and to put on a good show. So I would say what she will do different is that I feel she'll have to adapt her style. I don't think you can come forward to somebody that won't move. What she's got when she can't go forward, I don't know, because I haven't seen that side of her. So it'll be interesting to see what she does in the ring. But like, I don't underestimate anyone. We're both working hard. I just believe this is my time now.
When you was at the Echo Arena and you was watching this fight, I'm guessing you had no idea that you will face the winner, right? I'm sure it was like a last minute thing, because obviously I'm sure if Shannon won, I don't think you knew you were in the plans, because Eddie had already said, oh, I wanted to unify, I wanted to have the Bridges rematch. But obviously Jamie Mitchell turned the division upside down with that win. So how was this fight presented to you? How was it offered to you?
So yeah, like you said, when I went to the fight that night, I went thinking, you know, Shannon's up in my neck of the woods, up in Liverpool. I should be fighting, you know, you should be fighting me. You're in my town. And I actually went. I had every intention of going, calling it out, and obviously, she didn't get the win, so she took everyone. Jamie Mitchell surprised everyone. I don't think a lot of people seeing it going that way. And I then thought, well, you know what? I'd still like to box Shannon, but she's got nothing to offer me now, so I want to box Jamie. Didn't think I'd be getting a message so soon after that show. Obviously, I boxed myself around a similar time. So to get it, like, what, a month or two later, it surprised me. It came out of the blue, but I was like, you know what? Just shows, like I say, patience is a superpower, and you know, if you can master that skill, those things come.
For sure. And what a massive opportunity as well. Like I said, making your US debut as well. You know, the UK fans know who you are. The UK fans know who Jamie Mitchell is now. But the thing is, the US fans don't know who Carly Skelly is. So is that, apart from winning the world title, is that important to you as well, to show the US fans who you are, so that your fan base can grow and bigger opportunities could come for you, not just in the UK, but in the US market as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like, for me, the main job is to go in there and go and get the win. Whatever comes with that is a bonus. I don't like think too much of anything other than, you know, training hard and fighting well on the night. The exposure across, like, the world, it helps. Like, it's not easy boxing. So if you haven't got that big platform and that, like, support network around you worldwide, it's hard to get, like, out there. So this is like another opportunity to put myself on a big platform, show the world what I'm capable of, and hopefully the start of, like, me building my way up even higher now.
For sure. You deserve it so much for the hard work you've put in the last 18 months as well. And one quick question. I don't know if you know this or you're allowed to talk about this. The one thing I really hate in boxing, and I really hate, is a rematch clause, because a rematch clause takes away potential big fights. You know, it took away the AJ Fury fight. So does she have a rematch clause?
I don't know what I can say to regards to the contract, so I won't say, just in case I say
Okay,
the wrong thing.
hopefully she hasn't, because winning this, you do know, bringing this belt back to the UK, you're going to have a target on your back, because there's a lot of women out there in this division that's going to be targeting you.
Yeah.
One of them is going to be Shannon Courtenay. So I don't know if she was meant to have a rematch with Jamie Mitchell. So let's say, for argument's sake, there's no rematch clause. I'm sure Eddie's going to try and push for that fight straight away. And I'm sure you're going to want it in Liverpool. Carly, can you hear me? Carly, can you hear me? We've got some technical difficulty, guys. We're just going to try and get Carly Skelly back. Let's see if we can get Carly back. So, obviously, you're not allowed to talk about the contract. You're not allowed to talk about if there's a rematch clause. So I said that obviously bringing this belt back to the UK, you're going to have a target on your back. And I think one of them is, I'm sure Eddie Hearn is going to want to have that give another opportunity to Shannon Courtenay. If that happens, I'm sure you're going to want it in Liverpool. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely would like to get it in Liverpool. Like I said, you know, everyone's been saying how amazing of an opportunity it is to box in America, and it is, and I'm dead grateful for it. But like, I'm a proud girl from this city, so my dream place to fight is in Liverpool in front of like everyone, you know, my family, my friends. So
that fight, even though look, Jamie Mitchell, you know, she, you know, became world champion. She got the goal that she's set out throughout her whole career, and I'm happy for her. But that fight would have made more sense that night. It would have made a lot more sense because, you know, you had Liam Smith, Anthony Fowler. It just would have made a lot more sense. But you two getting it on in Liverpool would just be an incredible, incredible fight.
yeah, definitely. It's
What's your
definitely a fight I can see that's coming. Like,
what's your thoughts on, obviously, you know, you got Rachel Ball as well still waiting. She was meant to have the opportunity against Shannon Courtenay. She got injured, she got COVID, she's still there. I think she's still technically mandatory. I'm sure she's gonna need a couple fights back. But then you got Ebony Bridges. Now Ebony Bridges is in line to fight for another world title, which I personally thought was gonna be Jamie Mitchell. And she's going to be fighting in Leeds. So, you know, there's a unification fight there. I'm not saying let's look past Jamie Mitchell and think about these girls, but, you know, I'm sure in the back of your mind, you know, winning this world title, you got a lot of unification fights there. If Bridges gets that world title, that's a huge fight. And then you got the other one who, for me, is probably the most underrated world champion in that division, and that's Dean Forsland as well, which is a huge fight as well.
yeah, there's plenty out there to unify them. So, like you say, I have only focused on this one. Like, just take one fight at a time. But you know, I'm happy that I'm going to go over there and I'm gonna win that belt. Not underestimating anyone, but my name's on it. And yet, there's plenty of people out there. There's plenty of fights out there, and I'm one of those fighters. Like, I'll fight whoever's out there. I want to prove myself. I don't want this like career of picking the opponents and getting to the top, knowing that I've like picked the fighters. I want to fight the best out there. I want to prove I'm the best. That's why I'm in the sport.
Do you personally believe that winning this world title, I'm not saying straight away, but eventually, could we ever see Skelly and Timlin too?
It's not a fight I think will happen. I don't think they want it. I don't think Amy would want the fight. I think the way it's going now is that she's going to stay up Super Bantam, and I want to, you know, do what I can now in bantamweight. I only came up for that weight to box Amy for the Commonwealth, and I stuck around at that weight because there was fights there and there was titles there. But naturally, I'm a bantamweight, so I want to, go all the way in this category and this division, and get as many belts as I can in bantam.
I know, obviously, I know bantamweight is your natural weight, but a boxer, I'm sure you wouldn't say no to the opportunity. You win this title, whether you unify or not, and you become world champion. The opportunity came because by winning the WBC International Super Bantamweight belt, I'm sure it pushed you up the rankings in the WBC rankings. So if one day you get the opportunity and they offer you an opportunity at the WBC Super Bantamweight World Title, would you take it, or did you not feel too comfortable at Super Bantamweight for that opportunity?
I'd never say no. Do you know what? I spar lads all the time who are heavy enough, so I'm more than capable. I can box at that weight. It's just why not go to my natural weight, win what I can, and it's definitely something that I'd think about.
Of course, obviously winning a world title for a boxer is life-changing in a sense of, when you retire, you're a former world champion. It's a goal, it's the dream. It's good for your career as well because you get the opportunities, bigger fights. How life-changing is this fight, winning for you and your family?
Do you know what? It's going to be like massive. For me, it's like I'm just a normal woman, just doing great things. It's not like the other way around. And if I can just give like my boys that little bit of inspiration that they can achieve what they want, then that's enough for me. That's what it's all about. It's inspiring other people. I got into boxing at 29. This was never my dream as a young girl. It came out of nowhere. It's like spirals out of control, but I'm loving every bit of it. And yeah, I'm just having fun with it. And, the dreams have started to build as I've gone on, and seeing like, I've got it. I've got the talent for it. I've got the drive. So I want to go out there and get what I can. But it's definitely going to be like a life-changing experience.
How much of an inspiration do you want to be, not just for your boys, but for young women out there as well that want to become boxers and following your footsteps? But not just young women, even women. You said you started at 29, so women at that same age that want to take that next step, but something's holding them back, whether it's fear or they need something to push them. How much do you want to be that final push for them to go live their dreams the same way you are?
I'd be so happy, if I was like that little bit of inspiration to anybody, whether they're, young, middle-aged, any age, men and women. It's like anything is possible in life, but like you say, if fear holding them back, fear consumes so many people, and it stops a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there, we probably haven't seen the best boxers, the best footballers, because they've never done it, because they've let fear control their lives. So if I can be that little bit of inspiration to anyone, that would mean like the world to me. And I think, unfortunately, sometimes we see like athletes and they maybe don't come out in the right way. That's what we need to realise, is that whether we mean to be or not, we're role models. People look up to us, and I think delivering yourself in that way of being a role model is so important. So if I can inspire anyone to go and live the dreams, it means the world to me.
That's brilliant. And winning that world title, we expect an autobiography after that, Carly.
Get all the juicy stuff out then.
Carly, before I let you go, two things. What's going to happen on the night when you face Jamie Mitchell for the WBA Bantamweight World Title?
I'm going to win the WBA, and I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to be boxing in Liverpool to defend that this year.
Brilliant. And do you have a final message for the fans that are going to be tuning in that night?
Just anyone that's ever supported me along the way, a massive thank you to family, to my coach, to all my team, to all fans. You don't realise how much this means. It means the world to me. I'm so grateful for anyone that took the time to watch, send messages, and yeah, just go and live your dreams as well. Don't be a spectator and watch things. go and grab what you want in your life as well.
Brilliant. Carly, first of all, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for always the opportunity to speak to you. The absolute humble person in boxing. I wish a lot of people in boxing was just like you as well. And I wish you the luck and capturing that WBA title and bring it back on.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out as well.
Thank you. Take care. We'll speak soon.
Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.